it's time to put up or shut up.
When Chelsea DeBoer decided to part ways with Teen Mom 2 in 2020, she wasn't the only fan favorite who exited the franchise.
Yeah, she just called and said, we got a problem.
Her dad, Randy Hoska, also stopped being featured on the series. So, what has Randy been up to since we last saw him? The truth about what he's really been doing over the last few years is seriously crazy, so let's break it down. From 2010 to 2020, Randy frequently made cameos during Chelsea's segments on Teen Mom 2. He was so supportive of his daughter and always seemed to give her good advice whenever she needed it. A lot of viewers were disappointed when the entire Hoska DeBoer family left the show. After Chelsea publicly announced her choice to walk away from the franchise, her dad revealed his true feelings about it online. Randy posted on Twitter that Chelsea's 10-year involvement with MTV had been mostly a fun time for the whole family. He also added that none of them had any regrets about quitting the show, but that didn't mean he was planning on staying out of the public eye. Before Chelsea left Teen Mom 2, Randy was known for sharing his thoughts about episodes, cast members, and basically the entire franchise on his social media. That resulted in him gaining a surprisingly large following. Currently, Randy has over 340,000 Instagram followers and nearly 500,000 followers on Twitter. Thankfully, he has continued to regularly share updates about his personal life and his business on social media platforms. Randy is still working at his dental place, Hoska Dental, which is located in Vermillion, South Dakota. But he's also a board member at New Horizon Institute, which is another dental clinic that's based in Arizona. What his role as a board member consists of is honestly impressive. Randy does his best to make sure there are dental services available that are more affordable in many different communities. He also assists other dentists who are interested in continuing their dental education. But that's not the only way he's been helping people. Because of how terribly Chelsea's first baby daddy, Adam Lynn, treated her, Randy made an unbelievable decision. He wanted to do whatever he could to help people going through DV or similar situations, and he has since become an advocate and public speaker. Randy speaks at many events, mainly dental conferences, to help educate dentists and their teams on a very important topic. He teaches them what kind of signs to look for so that they can realize if the patient is experiencing any kind of harm at home. Randy's main goal in doing this is to help victims of DV or any other kind of maltreatment in order to make more communities safe for everyone. But when he isn't educating his peers at dental conferences, his other public speaking events usually have a completely different environment. Randy also speaks to elementary school classes about the importance of taking care of their teeth. Since February is National Children's Dental Health Month, he decided to create an informative and exciting new tradition a few years ago. Starting in 2020, Randy made a commitment to talk to his grandchildren's classes each February about dental hygiene. In an Instagram post from February 2023, Randy explained that the tradition was a little more complicated than it had been in the years before, and the reason why is so bizarre. Randy revealed that since Watson and Miles, his grandsons, had both started kindergarten in 2022, he had two separate classrooms to speak at. Even though that might not seem too difficult, it actually sounded pretty stressful. Apparently, the two classes Randy visited that day were in two different states. After he stopped at Watson's elementary school in South Dakota, he had to drive to his other grandson's school in Nebraska. By judging from the photo he posted, it worked out in the end. In Randy's college-style picture, one side showed him holding his dental education puppet, Franny, as Watson sat on his lap. On the other side, he was holding Miles on his lap, and they were both smiling at the camera. Randy's commitment to fulfilling his tradition with his grandkids didn't come as a shock at all, though. He's always been extremely family-oriented, and that clearly hasn't changed. In early 2023, Randy even appeared on Chelsea and Cole's HGTV show, Down Home Fab, but his cameo wasn't just him stopping by and having a quick chat like he used to do on Teen Mom 2. This time, he helped them out with a seriously challenging remodeling task. In the second episode of Down Home Fab, Randy transported a client's new sink to Chelsea and Cole, but it was not an easy job at all because it weighed a whopping 225 pounds, and that wasn't all. Later in the episode, he and Cole were in charge of working on shelves at Randy's wife Rita's home goods store. Speaking of Rita, she and Randy recently hit a milestone moment together. In August, Randy and Rita celebrated their 14th wedding anniversary by going to the Sturgis motorcycle rally for the weekend, but they couldn't actually ride their motorcycles to the event for a super unfortunate reason. Randy revealed in an Instagram post that he and Rita had traveled to Sturgis by car mainly because of a medical condition. Apparently, he's been having some issues with his knee for a while, while and is planning on having it replaced in 2024. But there's another reason why he hasn't been riding his motorcycle as much as he used to, and it's absolutely terrifying. Randy explained that a few years ago, he got into a scary motorcycle accident. He was riding at about 65 miles per hour when something happened that was totally unexpected. It turns out that a deer had started making its way across the road. Randy wasn't able to stop his motorcycle in time, and he ended up running into it. Obviously, he was lucky to survive the crash, but it's no wonder he's been hesitant to get back on his motorcycle. Fortunately, Randy has other hobbies that are a lot safer. When he's not busy at work or at public speaking events, he and his family enjoy attending sports games together. Because of his ties to both Nebraska and South Dakota, Randy is a fan of both the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the University of South Dakota Coyote football teams. He even joins Chelsea and Cole at tailgating parties occasionally, but now it's even easier for Randy and Rita to spend quality time with Chelsea, Cole, and their kids for a pretty exciting reason. In September 2022, Randy and Rita sold their log cabin, which is located in Nebraska, to Chelsea and Cole for $200,000. The property had been a key part of Chelsea's childhood, so being able to purchase it from her dad was an incredibly meaningful moment for her. Randy also owns another house in Nebraska, but it's only a few miles from the log cabin. Now they can all stay close together and create plenty of special memories for the kids to cherish. Thanks to Chelsea and her manager, Randy was also recently able to have a super special moment with a famous musician. At the end of October, he posted a video to his Instagram that showed him backstage with Jelly Roll. He had been able to attend the singer's concert in Sioux Falls, but Rita wasn't able to make it. However, when Randy explained the situation, Jelly Roll did something amazing. Jelly Roll used Randy's phone to record himself, and he told Rita that he hoped she would be able to make it to his next concert in South Dakota. It was a really sweet gesture, and Randy looked absolutely thrilled to be backstage with him. Apparently, we'll most likely be seeing Randy on TV again in the near future. Chelsea and Cole's HGTV show was renewed for a second season, which just wrapped up filming in November. It's supposed to be premiering in early 2024, and Randy will most certainly be making more cameos on the show. But now that we've talked about what Randy has been up to since we last saw him on Teen Mom 2, I want to know what you guys think. What are your thoughts on Randy being a public speaker and his efforts to help create safer communities? Will you be turning into season 2 of Down Home Fab to see if he makes another appearance? Let me know in the comments below.